I'm gonna go live. It is what it is. Hello, how you doing? Welcome back, Giovanni. So what's going on in Italy? It seems like you guys are going crazy over there with
Oh,
you send me. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I sent you a message. We need some we need some help. We need some some echo. Yeah,
And
well, first of all, thanks again for having me.
welcome. Thank you for
I'm sorry
coming.
if the connection is kind of bad, but I'm not in my office right now and I'm using an old connection right here, but I hope it's
It's
gonna
getting
work.
better.
It's getting
If
better.
you did,
Okay.
yeah, it's getting better.
Yeah. Um. And okay. So well, I hope you're doing well too, of course. And um.
Hila. Hello. That's my friend.
Okay.
I know her. We studied together in university.
Okay. תודה רבה, מותק. Uh,
Look at you. Nice, nice. Not bad. Not bad at all.
and so where do I start from?
Okay, start with what is it that you wanted to share with me? Like you said, hey, there is something I want you
Yeah.
to.
Um. So last week, the other week, I was busy with a whole bunch of things that are uh, work stuff that are running me nuts late this this month of the year, and I get a warning from a person in Turin. Turin is a city north western Italy. Um, I'm not going to say who or where from, but just in Turin. And they tell me, look, there is this far left collective called Project Palestine that they like to call themselves Student Association, but it's a far left collective um, that is planning to host to run a conference inside the campus on Arab feminism, notorious Arab feminism. Yeah,
Oh, the all known Arab
yeah.
family.
I mean, who doesn't know Arab feminism? And
Mm.
then I'm like, okay, and like, no, no, look who's invited. So I look, and I was like, no way, Abu Dhaka, Abu Dhaka. I knew an Abu Dhaka who was some sort of reporter, maybe in Gaza somewhere, but I remember that there was something else with this name. Then I go and see, and I read Miriam Abu Dhaka. And then I go and look, and it comes out PFLP, Palestinian Front for Liberation of Palestine. I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Okay, we know what's going on with the student I mean the far left collectives, student associations around Italy, the the whole far left issue that's running pro-pal demonstrations and blah blah blah. But I mean, PFLP is an organization that is blacklisted in the EU, just as it is in the UK and US and so on. But I was like, how is it possible that this person is going to come and speak at a university campus? This is absurd. So I asked for information, and initially they didn't even know if she was coming in person. When I say they, I'm talking about the university directive or via web connection. And I was like, it can't be in person. In 2023, Miriam Abu Dhaka was expelled from France for taking part in to conferences that were not authorized by the French authorities. And she is an active member. I mean, it's written. It's in the documents. She's an active member of the PFLP. PFLP is a terrorist organization. It's like if someone else called, he's dead, al-Baghdadi to speak at a university. I mean, of course, they're not exactly the same profile, but if an organization is classified as a terrorist organization, you can't invite someone to speak. Okay, but nobody knew anything. And at that point, I got in touch with the dean, and it turned out that the university directive stated that they did not know about this lady's presence, whatever. If obviously it couldn't have been in person because she cannot access the EU anymore, but they were still not aware, and they had authorized this demonstration, and her name was in the flyers and on the Instagram account of this student association. And a contact of mine who lives in Turin went, and he looked all over the place, and there were flyers and banners everywhere. Like everyone saw it except for the directive. The directive of the university didn't see it. So they immediately revoked the authorization to hold this demonstration, which was this event, this conference that was supposed to take place in the main hall, in the big room, they call it Aula Magna, but so it was revoked, and then a whole chaotic situation came out. It's not going to take place. It is going to take place. The fact that the university revokes an authorization does not mean that they cannot have it anyway, and we'll get to that in a minute. Yeah, it's absurd, I know. Another funny thing is that there were flyers all over the place, and the directive of the university authorized something without even reading who was going to speak. And watch out, because this student organization is not the first time that they have some sort of fascination for the PFLP. Last year, you know who they invited to speak? Leila Khaled.
She abducted a plane, didn't she? Was she that one?
Yeah, 1969 and 1970, TWA and Elal. Yeah,
heroes, true heroes. Oh my god, yeah. So inspiring.
Another feminist leader.
I mean,
yeah. So,
all right. So I have a question.
The first thing I would do if I were the dean or the directive, I mean, this collective, brings this type of people and shares a very clear ideology. So when they ask for an authorization, at least read who the hell they're inviting. And did they? They did not. They said no. They didn't know. So they revoked the authorization. But you said you had a question? Did I?
Yeah, I did. I wanted to ask, why do you care? And also, I'm asking that also so that you could introduce yourself and say exactly what do you do. Why did the moment it happened, they came to you, and why does it matter? And why do you care about those things?
Absolutely.
If that's okay, just a little bit of a background.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're right. We missed that part at the beginning.
I know, we're just so used to let's just talk.
Okay, why do I care? Because it's my job to care. I am a security and terrorism analyst for a series of centers, the Italian team for security, terroristic issues, and managing emergencies. Since can't remember the exact date, but for the International Team for the Study of Security and for the Israel Defense and Security Forum. And what we do is we monitor any sort of extremist or terrorist activity in Europe. And right now, I've been doing this for almost, what are we, almost 16 years. And right now we're having a whole bunch of issues with the far left and the whole pro-Pal galaxy. When I say pro-Pal galaxy, I mean Hamas, PFLP, Arab Palestinian Democratic Union, Samidun, Hezbollah, and all that stuff. And so, and especially in Italy, since we have a very long history of far left extremism, which is deeply rooted. As a matter of fact, the Palestinians, the pro-Pals, and the Islamists are using the widespread and rooted far left networks to carry out, to spread their ideology. And on the other hand, the far left is using this Palestinian cause for their own benefit against the government, the current right-wing government. And, so they have they basically have they're exploiting each other for their own goals. So that's why I care. I was supposed to know. And if I hadn't gotten that warning, I don't know if I would have known. Now, okay, I agree. I mean, with all the issues that we're seeing in Europe, probably Abu Dhaka is not a real priority, but it is still a matter of serious concern that, you have someone who is blacklisted being invited by students inside a university, because this time it was Abu Dhaka, last time it was Leila Khaled. Who's next? Khaled Meshal? I don't know.
And did they also note that is it the same university?
The one that hosted Leila Khaled, same university, yeah. Same student collective, same people.
Did they not know last time? Did the university also didn't know who Leila Khaled was?
I did not ask them because they were not very keen to have a long dialogue. But probably they probably didn't. They never know anything when it gets to this. And look, it's not just them. I mean, we had other similar situations in other campuses. So, but this collective, just last month, they burned Israeli and U.S. flags in the center of Turin during a demonstration, and then they clashed with the anti-riot police. So, if you go on their Instagram account, they have the photo of the flag, the burning flags. It's on their account. It's not like they're hiding anything. They're not conceiving anything. So we try to figure out what was going on, and then we saw this this new banner, this new post on their Instagram profile saying that they would be holding the event anyway, and then they would be marching to the center of Turin afterwards, and that she would still be speaking, even if there was no authorization. Now, the university wasn't willing to. They said that we don't have the means to intervene and stop the event, because that would mean that they would have had to call the police. The police would have, they would have had to use force, which would have had obviously a political backlash on the government, and it would have been a mess basically. What they could have done is cut the internet connection. And as far as I know, there are EU rules and regulations that impose such an intervention in case of this type of radical activity within specific sectors. But that did not happen. To cut it short, she spoke. Fortunately, the connection was really bad, and the translation. I was told that it was pretty sucky as well. We had a couple of people inside that were recording the whole thing. There were quite a lot of people. There were about 250, mostly young people, very young students, and it was supposed to be a feminist topic, but obviously Abu Dhaka went far beyond that, and she started accusing Israel of doing everything that Hamas actually does, which means killing babies, killing children, raping women, and all that kind of stuff. But basically, she flipped it around, so it's Israel doing it. Of course. Then, of course, she depicted Netanyahu as Hitler, and she accused, of course, the Zionists of genocide. And I just found out by listening to what she said that I didn't know that America wants to occupy Syria.
Oh wow, that's an amazing. Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the U.S. want to invade and occupy Syria.
I mean,
and
that it would be, did she say it like in a tone that it's even worse than the fact that right now it's occupied between Turkey and Russia? Like it's occupied anyway. Is it like America that is the problem here, or the occupation part? Because the occupation.
I don't think she minds the current Turkey, Russia, Iran occupation. Yeah, absolutely.
No. Russia, Iran, yeah.
Oh, and then she also attacked the French authorities because they expelled her. And there's no democracy.
So where is the feminism part exactly? The Arab feminism?
I don't know. I don't know. It must have been there somewhere. I didn't hear it. And I had a very short email conversation with the dean, and I asked him why that event took place anyway if they hadn't authorized it. I asked him. I said, "What's the purpose of asking for an authorization if you can do it anyway?" And he said, "Yeah, but in theory, they're supposed to respect it, but in practice, they can do it anyway." And I'm like, "Just lock the rooms." No, because it was at 6 and the rooms are available until 8 p.m. So it's enough that a few students from the previous class are inside, and they get to use the room for the following 2 hours. And I'm like, okay, so basically this means that, for instance, I don't know, if I'm a student and I go to class at 6 p.m. with a friend, and then we want to have a conference on dope, on drugs, and we want to invite all the drug dealers in the city, we can do that because we're using the room. What the hell is that? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. And yeah, I mean, basically, they. I believe that the university simply, they don't want to. They don't want to clash. They don't want to get confrontational, especially since the student associations are quite I don't want to use the word powerful because it's a bit misleading, but I think you know what I mean. Like,
I
they
thought you
got
were gonna say violent.
well, of course they're violent. They're
Oh,
obviously
okay.
violent.
That's taken for granted.
No,
So
but
this
I
is
mean,
not a problem.
they have a way inside university. They have the numbers. I mean, they occupied university for I can't remember how many months. They can just go in and occupy the university, and they can't run for, they can't have anything. They can't have exams. They can't have anything. So what are we talking about here? Let me turn this thing down. If they can't stop students from occupying a faculty for 2 months, they're not going to intervene for a conference, unless the EU moves in with, asking for campuses to respect rules and fine them whoever they need to fine. I mean, I'm very critical of you know that very well. I'm very critical of the Biden administration. I'm very critical of what has been going on in universities in America and the East Coast, the Ivy League, and all that stuff. But at least they called the police in. At least
After some time, yeah, but yes.
after some time, we don't get to see that here. We don't see that. I mean, in Texas, they call the police right away. In Italy, that's not something that, it's like, if I mean, I'm not saying that, that we want the police in university every single time, but if there's something serious, they need to do something, and they didn't even really need to call the police. Again, all they really needed to do was cut the internet connection. They could have done that. As a matter of fact, that's what they should have done. I mean, I read some of the EU regulations regarding this type of situations, and that's what they suggest. Cut the connection. They didn't want any problems. That's what most of us saw. And however, since before you were asking me, why do you care? Well, if we start seeing some reactions to this, institutional reactions, EU finding the universities that let these things happen, or even the countries that let these things happen, maybe next time they will think twice before doing it. That's the thing. So yeah, that's the story.
I mean, do you feel like frustrated already?
No,
No.
I don't feel frustrated. If I mean, if I was the type of the person that gets frustrated, I would have given up long ago. No, I don't feel frustrated. This is actually an additional input, a stimulus to to press even more, because as they say, if they use the rubber wall, okay, then let's break the rubber. No, I'm not frustrated. I don't feel frustrated. None of us do.
Who is us?
Us who do this type of work. Me, my colleagues, my team, my partners. I mean, if it was something easy, then
I mean, I guess you can't like give up, right?
No, we can't, and not at this point, and we don't want to. We don't want to give up.
Okay. I don't know if you guys are updated, but you got a very honorary. you are now listed in a very honorary list, right, of honorary good people. Can you?
Who?
You are.
Me? Oh, the blacklist, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I
Well, there's
mean,
plenty of us.
blacklist, honorary list. It depends how you
Yeah.
read it, but
Yeah. I
tell
mean,
us,
I
tell
was
us
like,
more about it.
wow. Didn't work on the, because in the first list, there were very few people. So, a lot of us were disappointed. Then when we got the second,
Okay, but you have to give a little bit of a background. What was the first list? Who published it? What does it
okay,
mean?
well, I didn't really want to give them too much publicity because
It's not. It's not about publicity. Just
they're a bunch of
so that
bunkers.
your inclusion there would be
Okay, fine. Yeah,
appreciated.
yeah. Okay, so we have this. This is actually another very ironic thing. We have this far left formation. They call themselves the New Italian Communist Party. That is supposed to be clandestine, but they have a website where they brag that they are clandestine. And of course, we know very well who they are. And even if they like to think that they're clandestine, uh, and in August they came out with the first blacklist of imperialist and Zionist agents working on Italian soil, and there were mostly people from a few people from the Italian government, people from the Jewish community, journalists, and then and we were like, "That's it. There's plenty more than that." And then in September, they came out with a longer list, and well, there were, I mean, loads of people, hundreds of people, most of the Italian government, um, diplomats, journalists, showmen, uh, researchers, professors, analysts, anyone that there was even a professor who's absolutely not pro-Israel. He actually many actually believe that he's pro-Iran, but they included him anyway. It's like, I don't know how they did that list. Anyway, it turns out
Maybe
that
they're against the Shiites as well. You don't know.
maybe they
Did
just
you?
can't read.
I don't know if did you get to watch the video I've made about the day after Israel? Like what would happen if Israel disappears, kind of
No, I
situation.
didn't see it yet. Sorry.
I haven't.
When you put it out?
I'll send it to you.
Send it to me.
Should have said it to your home before coming.
Yeah, well, I'll watch it anyway. No, I missed it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was in the list too, and I was like, "Whoa!" There were several people from the Italy-Israel Association, of course, and I was like, "Whoa, awesome! Finally, this is good publicity." And then I start getting phone calls from a couple of friends of mine, colleagues of mine, who weren't on the list, and they were like really disappointed. And one of them was sending them an email saying, "Why the hell am I not on the list?" Because you can send them an email. They're clandestine information, but they have a website, and you can send them an email. And yeah, and believe it or not, the website's still there, the blacklist still there, which
And what kind of details are there? Like just your
just
names?
name and last name and what you do. And my profile is not even updated. It roots back to 2021. I was disappointed. I don't even work for what they wrote on it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, at least update it. I'll send you my updated profile. And yeah, and a couple of my friends were like really disappointed. Like, we want to be in it too, or writing an email. And it's funny because it's still there. A lot of people, like from UK, from America, they're asking me, why isn't the Italian government taking the website down? I mean, they're clearly stating that they want to subvert the democratic order and impose what they call a popular bloc government. it's basically, a regime according to their idea. And the ideology is basically the same one that you could find in Venezuela, Nicaragua, or Cuba. But and it's still there. It doesn't make. I agree. I mean, I agree with them. It doesn't make any sense. You have a clandestine information that wants to subvert your government, your democratic order, and you leave the website, the list. The list doesn't bother me. Actually, I hope that stays there because I want publicity. But
Did you like, oh, this is but they didn't do a good job, you're saying, because some of them are like Iran shields and stuff like that, Iranian shields.
There are people that are not pro-Israel. There are people that are very critical of Israel. There are people that even endorsed Iran. There are people that don't even have anything to do with this whole thing. There are people who have been indicated as American imperialists, and I think they never stepped a foot in America. It's absurd. It's absurd. But this is the whole far left profile thing that we're dealing with. There's going to be a huge, that's what they say, big national demonstration on the 30th, which is this weekend, pro-Pal far left demonstration. And the last one we had, there were Hezbollah flags and photos of Yahya Sinwar, who is according to them, he's a partisan, like a Palestinian partisan, like, World War II partisans who fought the Nazis. So now Sinwar's status has been upgraded. He's not a terrorist anymore.
No, he's a saint now. He's like
he's a saint. He's a saint.
Yeah. Are you Italian or Jewish?
I'm not going to answer any of these questions.
By the way, I don't know that either.
I'm a Texas-raised Italian, but I'm not going to say.
I don't know yet. What's your religion? I have I don't.
Neither
remember.
do I.
Did I ask you that, or did I forget?
No,
I never asked. I never asked you.
No, I don't think you did.
Could I be speaking I thought you were an Italian, has nothing to do with the Jewish people, or and I was like, oh, maybe I've been talking to our people all this time,
who knows?
Who knows? Okay, I guess that's a secretive. we wouldn't know.
No. I mean, it's best, to live some mystery.
On that specifically, in your religion.
Look, the thing is that I'm not religious. I'm spiritual, but I'm not religious. So,
let's be honest. The only thing they care about is whether you're Jewish or not. It's
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, but I'm not going to answer that.
All right, keep it a secret. Okay. I had a comment to make. You said that they're walking around with photos of Sinwar and Hezbollah. I was like, I have to say, last time was before the Beepers attack and the Sinwar.
It was a month ago.
Exterminate. It was a month ago. Okay, so after.
Yeah.
Because now when I see those flags, all I can think about is Beepers and a dead body,
No. No. But I mean, when Sinwar got blown away, I mean, on their Telegram channels, you'd see these pictures of him, and then the cartoon next to him, depicting him as some sort of hero. And I mean, yeah. He died as a brave fighter, and he was actually hiding behind his men hiding inside a house while his men were getting slaughtered, were getting killed, but they were getting shot at. But yeah, well, I mean, those who didn't see the picture wanna understand that what we do. Yeah, and so now I don't know. We'll see what happens this weekend. I'm not expecting anything particularly.
Hmm? What do you think would make like the Italians like wake up to the point where like that wouldn't be tolerated?
Probably if in one of these demonstrations they burned an Italian soccer jersey, or they burned a photo of I don't know, some.
Why can't you just do what they do? Just plant someone and like let's burn Italian
Ooh,
soccer jerseys,
Black
and then like that puts like you see how like they're gonna cooperate probably, and like
Yeah, that's a good idea. False flag
I know,
operation
right?
with
Yeah, come on, let's start to like why
yeah,
do we need to wait for them to do that? It's like if we need
yeah,
people to wake up, just they're gonna cooperate. They're not that smart anyway, so whatever.
yeah. We could do that, and maybe have
I
them
know, right?
speak on the from the um, from the stand that Italy stole the 2006 World Cup, and that would be enough for people to wake up, because otherwise, I don't see it coming.
Oh my God. But that's depressing though. I mean,
It is. It is. Uh, what I think is that, well, I mean, look, the Italians in general. What do we mean when we say the Italians? Because Italy is a very complex country with very complex people, and it's a very uh, it's complex. Like, if you take people from the north and people from the south, they're totally different. I mean, you really understand that when you hear the dialects, when you see their way of living. I mean, you think of someone from the uh, regions near the northeastern border. Okay, so I don't know if you're familiar with our with Italian geography, like um, Friuli or Trentino Alto Adige, Veneto, and you take someone from Sardinia, from Sicily, from Calabria, they're totally different. Back in the years when Italy had compulsive military service, like in Israel, one of the reasons why this was done, because I mean, at the end of the day, if you think about it, Italy never really risked a war except doing soccer matches with France or Germany or Austria. But it was a
why
way.
though?
What do you mean, why?
Why didn't you have a war with them?
Because, well, I mean, after World War II, things changed.
I mean, okay, so after
Yeah,
World War II, not so
yeah,
good.
yeah. It was after World War II. Yeah.
Mm.
Well, the main two reasons why they did that thing, the compulsive, the mandatory,
Yeah.
yeah, army service was one, to avoid that military coups could take place, like it later happened in Argentina and Chile. Second, because since Italy is a much younger country compared to France or the UK, and when it was unified, people were, I mean, the different parts of Italy were under different countries: France, Spain, Austria. So they needed to mix people to get them to know each other. So, for instance, if you were from Naples, they would very likely send you to serve in the north. If you were from Trieste, which is right on the border with Slovenia, they would
I've
probably.
been there. You know that?
You've been there?
Yeah, such a ugly
Why?
city. So ugly. Sorry,
Yeah,
no offense,
tell me about it.
Trieste.
I
It's
lived there.
pretty.
I lived
It's
there for
really
3
ugly.
years. I couldn't wait to leave. Why in Trieste? What were you doing there?
I just like just for like an hour, like a couple of hours or so. I've
Oh,
been there.
oh, you
I
went
ate.
through.
I mean, not through. I actually been like I've seen the beach there. I was like, ugh. And then I went. I
There's
like
no
we were
beach
searching
there.
for
Like
food.
it's like a sidewalk with water.
I know exactly. That was it. Exactly what it was. I was like, oh, what is that? And people were there, like like on this concrete, with
There
like
were.
pretending there is a beach, and like just looking at it, like
Yeah, I know that very well
that's
because
depressing.
like when I was leaving there, like they were like, "Oh, summer's coming. Let's go to the beach." And I'm like, "There's a beach here." And then they showed me the beach. They called it they call them topolini, which means like mice, like because they all look like mices, like the form, like with the ears, and they just jump in the water. I'm like, this is not. I was born basically in front of a beach. I mean, like I'm a beach freak, and I was like, "You're telling me that this is your beach? Is this a joke?" Yeah. So yeah, so that's
Like,
what it was like
okay,
here.
exactly. So why would anyone choose to live in this place, Trieste?
Oh,
I mean, there is a lot of work there, right? They have like this port.
because you were born there, I guess. Um, no, I mean there is work because there's a port. It's a very famous and
Yeah.
important port. Straight connection straight to Central Europe. It's a city that's actually it never really lost its Austrian soul. Like this 3 years that I was living there, I had the impression of not being in Italy. I couldn't figure out where because it wasn't Yugoslavia, it wasn't Austria. It was like, but many of them, I have uh, I still have a few friends there. Well, not anymore actually, since what I'm what I'm saying right now, they probably won't be my friends anymore. But yeah, one of them was like, I remember first time I went to his house, he had an Austrian flag in in his living room, and I was like, "What's that?" Like, "Oh, yeah, the Austrian route," and I'm like, "No, I don't know. Tell me." And it's a complex city with complex people.
Well, I didn't know it was such a complicated place when I went there. I just thought it wasn't
You
attractive,
got to
to
spend
be
some
honest.
time there to realize it.
Yeah, you have to spend time in places to
Yeah,
get to know a place. That's a thing.
yeah.
That's a thing I think people really like, underestimate. Every effing time they think if you know a place for a year or two, even that they know a place. Man,
Mm,
that doesn't work.
no.
No, it takes decades
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
to
Yeah.
get to know somewhere. All
Yeah.
right, what else did you want to share with our audience here? Because if,
Well, we got that out of the way. No, I actually, I wanted to talk about this because I'm trying to give this case as much as possible an international echo. I want this thing to be known abroad because as long as things remain inside Italy, they're
Mhm,
they're just like, okay, as long as it doesn't go out, it doesn't matter. So we want it to go
mhm,
out. Let me give you an example. um in on October 7th, or was it October 8th, this past October, the US Department of Treasury blacklisted
mhm,
a Palestinian who was operating in Italy. His name is Mohammed Hanoun, and who has been sanctioned, and he has been indicated as Hamas's man in Italy and Hamas money collector in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
And now, things are slowly starting to move. But this individual, has been operating here for decades.
Oh
And
my God.
even after the different banks and even PayPal, they froze his accounts. I mean, he went on social network and asked his donors to bring cash money directly to his offices in Rome, Milan, and Genoa. And then he had an IBAN open by this individual that we're still trying to figure out who he is. And then now he has a new. Well, he says he doesn't have it, but he was promoting it. There's a new Palestinian charity association collecting money called the Golden Dome. And things only started to move as the U.S. government moved. So, and I was a bit puzzled when I read the following day on October. It was on October 7th, because on October 8th, the Genoa prosecutor said, "Well, if we get useful material information from the U.S., we're going to open a new investigation on this guy." And I was like, "Wait a minute, this he's an Italian citizen. He has an Italian passport. That's why he hasn't been expelled. Why he's operating in Italy? Why do the Italian authorities need the U.S. to provide them information on this individual? I still don't get it. I still don't understand." But the reason why I wanted this case to be, exposed is because the only way to get things moving is by giving them international exposure.
It's okay. So there is an article you wrote in Times of Israel, right? So
Yes.
that is one way. If you guys can share it on your social medias, for example, especially
Please
the
do.
Americans ones and so forth, like
And
Twitter,
we'll have
whatever
another one
social
in
media.
English
I'll
coming out
have to.
soon with the Washington Outsider as well.
Okay.
But in the meantime, please do. Yes.
All right. So I'm going to provide the links. Can you send me the link, and I'm going to send it in the chat now?
Can I send it on WhatsApp? Because if I do it here, I don't even know if I can do it. Wait.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I can do it here too.
I think you can send it in the you can send it in the chat.
Yeah, I can do it here too. Hang on, let me just find it.
So you guys, that's our call to action from you guys. If you guys can share this story so that something would be done, that would be great.
Here it is. Okay, it's coming. There.
Oh, that's okay. Let me send it.
Yeah, and when we have the longer one with the Washington Outsider, I'll send you the link too. And yeah, you can share them. We have one in Italian out too. That's been going pretty well. And this is what I mean. This is a strategy that I do want to further implement in the upcoming months. Like whenever we got a case, we will give it international exposure. We've been doing that already with a couple of individuals already, and it worked. We got one preacher expelled. So when it gets out of the border, things change a little bit.
I see. Okay, I get it. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, you guys. Do you have any last questions? Is there anything else?
Yeah, don't ask me about my religion. where
I've
I'm
seen the people are asking if you're single. There are many questions here, but
if I'm single,
you don't have to go. You don't have to go through them. It's all right.
I've been single for the last. Oh wait, if I say it, then you'll know how old I am. I've been single since I was born.
Amazing, amazing, amazing.
That's why I look younger than my age, but I'm not. Okay, I better shut up here.
All right, you guys. Okay, fine. Okay, it looks like, because I'm reading the comments, you guys are there. Guys, people here seem to have lots of fun talking about a lot of. Not everything needs to be shared in the stream, right? Like on
I got a friend of mine who just really missed an opportunity to hook
All
up.
right, you guys. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for coming. I linked the article in the description below, so please, guys, share it so that we could help Italy get rid of its terrorists that they have many of.
Yeah, thanks,
All right,
everyone.
Bye. Good night, everyone.